Hey guys, Coach Ridgway from Next Level Cheer Services here at High Rise All-Star Cheerleading. Today we're going to be talking about back tucks, standing back tucks. Popular skill, a lot of people want to learn, can be difficult to progress through and especially to get started. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to break down the skill itself, look at the technique, look at what's involved. Then we're going to talk about some prerequisite skills that you're going to want to have before you get started. And then we're going to talk about some drills you can use to learn the skill, and then how to progress it onto landing, throwing and landing all on your own. Okay, so we're going to take the tuck and we're going to break down and look at the elements of the technique involved. Okay, so the first part of the initiation is the downward swing. We want to make sure we get a good arm-initiated swing. You can see here Declan's dropping the arms down, but as he's doing that and swinging backwards, he's keeping his chest up, he's keeping his head up. What we don't want is a big bend forwards that would then cause us to swing back. We want to treat it as a down and then an up. So if we look at the bottom of the swing position here, you see his arms are back behind him, to the side slightly, his chest and his head are up, and his weight is in the balls of his feet, ready to get that big explosive jump. As he then swings up, we're looking for him to aggressively open the shoulders as he takes off of the floor. So he hits that strong extended position you can see here. Full body extension, but not allowing the back to arch. There's a slight lean back coming from that open of the shoulders. It starts to tilt his body backwards, but not allowing the back to open. His head is still looking. His eyes are still looking forward. His head hasn't tilted back. That's really, really important. The tuck position has the chin tucked. There's no point that we want that chin to open up and lift. So as he maxes out that jump, then we're going to initiate the pull of the knees. He's going to pull by driving the shins and toes up over his head. You see as it gathers into the body, into that closed tuck position. As the knees come to his hands, he's going to grab hold and secure that tuck position tight in the flip. As it comes over the top, because his chin is tucked down, he sees the floor coming up in front of him, and so there he can spot. Now Declan has a lot of height. He can open up this tuck early and see the ground. If you don't have that much height, you're going to hold on for longer and make sure the feet pull down and you stick that landing. He's going to land quite upright. You'll see. Not everybody's going to land quite that high. You might land with the chest further down. That's okay too, as long as you're staying tight and you're getting the feet all the way underneath you. Okay, so the first prerequisite we really want to have is a really good strong jump. Obviously, if we need to flip over in the air, we need to have enough time in the air to do it. So we've got to be able to lift ourselves really high. So if we need to condition, get our legs stronger, get more explosive, we need to spend some time on that. One way to really work on this and see where we are is what Declan's going to do now, which is just a target jump to a block behind him. This is going to get him used to jumping that little bit backwards, opening his shoulders, lifting through the shoulders. We want him to do that and land with nice straight legs so he doesn't have to tuck and bend his knees to land up there. Okay, so the next prerequisite we're going to look at is our shape for the tuck. And we can learn this right on the floor, and this is going to go right into the next drill we're going to do. So Declan's going to start here sitting with his knees bent, squeezed together, his arms up by his ears. All he's just going to do is roll backwards into the tuck position. So he's rolling back onto his shoulders, his hips go up, he's driving the toes and shins over the top, and we're just going to hold in this position. Back's nice and rounded, core's engaged to support him. We're going to hold for 3, 5, 10 seconds, whatever you feel like, and then we can roll right back out of it. Okay, so the next phase we're going to look at is a standing backward roll. Really, really important step. Same mechanics we do in the air, just doing it on the floor. So Declan's going to start with his arms up by his ears. He's going to sit and roll back into that same shape we just did, this time just adding a push with the hands, pulling the feet underneath him, just like the tuck landing. Okay, so our next drill is going to be our set drill. Super important drill. If you can do this really strongly, you're most of the way there with your tuck. What we've got is mats stacked up to that mid-shoulder blade level. If you don't have access to these mats, you can kind of replicate it by having a person hold you and support you to there. Make sure you've got somebody that can support you. So the first thing we're going to do is the same as our straight jump. We're going to jump, we're going to open the shoulders as high as possible, and we're trying to pull up and land into our tuck position that we just did into the back roll. So we're really putting those two drills together. We've got the hips up nice and high, shins and toes pulling over in a really good shape. Okay, So we're going to look at now our landing drill. Really, really important drill to do. A lot of people forget to teach the landing of the tuck before they start throwing it. So we want to understand how to pull those feet back underneath us. What we're doing is using the same stack of mats. We've got a landing mat to catch us. Declan's starting up here. He's measured this now so that his shoulders come right to the end of this mat. He's going to start from a pike sit and he's going to do his back roll backwards. As he goes over the top, he's going to grab, pull the feet through, stick the landing nice and tight. The first times you want to do this, it's really important to have somebody spotting that there to help you over, because a lot of times people do under rotate and sort of fall downwards, even though we got the mat to catch. Okay, so we've just got one more drill we're going to look at, and this is really great for strengthening the tuck portion. Very similar to things we've already done with our backward roll shape. What we're doing is starting now from the floor, lying flat. So Declan's hands are flat on the floor, he's lying straight. He's going to snap up into that backward roll position as fast as he can. Okay, up into that shape, and we can do reps of that on the floor to build that up and work on the speed of the snap. If that snap is fast, our tuck pull is going to be strong and fast. Okay, so that's our standing tuck drills and progressions. The last thing we need to do is just build confidence in throwing it on your own. And to do that, we're going to make sure we have a nice safe environment to train in and to throw that skill. So things like having a nice soft surface to land on, maybe using an elevated starting position, so we've got that little bit of extra height, or we're going to use a spotter. To spot the skill, I'm going to make sure I grab here at the lower back. I like to get a handful of t-shirts so I've got something to pull up on if anything goes badly. My other hand is going to follow through with the legs. I'm going to help him with the rotation if it happens to be short, and then I'm going to catch in front on the landing, just like this. Okay, so that's our standing tuck. Good luck with it. I'm Ridgway, Next Level Cheer Services. This is High Rise All Stars. We'll see you in the next video.